Correct. All right. So, Jem, if you can trigger the transcribe and all that, that would be great. So hello everyone, welcome to our League of Opportunities, part one for September, and this is Cesar Trabanco. All of you probably know me, and I'll be moderating tonight for me, today for some others. So um, I would like to start with Ian Khan. Ian is a new member. It's a really new member. He joined yesterday, and I had the pleasure to had an onboarding call with him earlier today. And he has a interesting project, EdTech project, helping students in developing countries, and so he certainly can explain better than me. So Ian, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and please tell us more about yourself, about your company, and a little bit of the background behind the education.
Uh, so how long can I talk about?
So it's 7 8 minutes. That should be fine.
All right. Okay. So thank you for inviting, and I'm really happy to meet you guys. Mr. Liu has been guiding me as a mentor for several months, and he has healed my soul so much in many ways while I was suffering for many reasons. So I was just too lucky to meet him. So so I have established my own education model and the business, especially that which is model usually for desperation wishes for their job and education. So I have I have combined many different academic fields in this model that I have majored in. So for some reason, I've majored in so many different academic fields for some reason, and then I tried to combine them. So like I majored in physical education, business, a bit of law, cognitive science, and like I said, I have tried to build an affordable integrated education model so that students don't have to spend too much time to acquire lots of different learning skills as well as like academic performance. So, so, so nowadays many people are worried about digital divide, right? But I think if we are smart enough, actually digital divide can be mitigated. So I think we are living in a digital equity society. But many people are actually misunderstanding about this. And also, when you are worried about the job losses due to the rise of AI, but I think using my model, so many freelancing teachers can have their own job and they can design their own life as a real main character in their own life story. So, now let me explain a bit more details about my education model. So using my AI speech analysis program and systematic summarization method for essential background knowledge passages and sample essays, like based on cognitive science ideas and logic, many of my students have shown a significant learning outcome, like 2 to 4 grade levels. This is not a sales like comment. It really had to happen. So many people don't believe that. Only like the many like the educators, like many educators who can believe this, who have actually like shown the kind of academic performance. So 2 to 4 grade levels increase in their reading comprehension within just a few months, and even those students with little prior knowledge or language skill have shown that they could speak properly like over several months. So I really think that when we can utilize the technology of AI, students really don't have to go abroad. They don't have to study overseas, and they don't even really have to study at an international school just by paying a lot of huge amount of tuition fees. So anyone can enjoy it using AI technology and using AI native speakers voice and AI like a feedback report system. So especially in Korea, many children go to many different types of academies, like a 5 or 6 academies. So parents get to spend too much money, and because of this kind of fierce competition in education, many people hesitate to have babies. They don't want to lose, and I really wanted to solve this problem. And even students, like many students, go through mental health issues like depression. And I think using this method, like they don't even have to go to lots of academics, and they don't really have to study for like learning grammar, vocabulary, reading, writing, speaking, etc. Everything can be combined now through this education model. And like I said, this education model can also create lots of freelancing job opportunities. And the biggest strength is that they can they can get this kind of education almost at $89 a month. I think this is the tuition fee that I have designed. So $89 a month tuition fee, it can be actualized. I mean, this is just not a joke. It is really possible, and they can still acquire lots of learning outcomes. So at the moment, for lots of political issues here in my hometown and in Korea, it is a bit hard for me to acquire enough numbers of students. So if it's possible, I would like to get connected to some sales agents, or even just students or their parents, so that I can create more revenue or profit. And so in order for me to facilitate this, accelerate this process, I have designed the $100 referral system. So anyone who introduced us to a student, and the deal, as long as the deal is successfully made, we are planning to give $100 right away. So the monthly payment tuition fee is only $89. But the thing is, at the very beginning of this class, we are supposed to provide presentation guide, like how they can make presentations. So while they talk about the passage content, the synaptic plasticity in their brain goes up, which means they can engrave their knowledge more deeply, and then they can increase their presentation skills and discussion skills. So, and being observed by the camera, it's just feels like they're like making a presentation in front of others, and how effective it is to talk about it in front of others. And the biggest strength of this model is they can practice as much as they want. If they want to practice, actually they can spend the whole day. And many of my students, especially the shy one, introverted one, so they want to do it better. But sometimes they record their presentation videos more than 20 times. And you can tell the outcome. It is so effective. But usually shy, introverted people hesitate to talk about their opinions during the class. But they must submit this, presentation videos, so they have no choice. So that's why it's so effective. But as you know, other than during the time, other than the class time, students and their parents can have their own space and time. And then they can meet each other, and they can discuss things and then make presentations with enough time. As you know, if they are guided, it is just so much cost. The time is money, and teachers don't have enough time. So I think this way many students can increase their academic performance, and parents can save a lot of money. And so this can actually increase the happiness levels of all of them, all relevant parties, and sharing love, and then increase the social bond. So my focus is all about happiness level. And and many underprivileged people can enjoy this affordable education. So nobody doesn't have to, be worried about the digital divide or like job losses. And I think, create lots of freelancing jobs, and then I can provide lots of aid and help to many out there who are suffering right now. So I think
Ian, not just to make sure we keep it on timing.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's try to have a question or two. If the audience here might have some questions for you.
So
yeah. So just if you can wrap up in half a minute, that would be great.
Yes, I think I'm done with introducing my model. So, I mean, what could be the best way, like, to find like clients, like students and their parents? I was thinking about some educational organizations or marketing funds, things like that. So I think that's the biggest concern at the moment. Is there anyone? Yeah.
And so we were talking today, and you said that the students, they might have at least a basic level of English, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if they are foreigners, I think they should be able to speak a little bit of English to guide them. But if they are Korean students, like even like with limited English, it's not a big deal to make them speak English and write essays, because they can get some supplement of using AI and then the mother tongue language, the passages, English text. So.
And you mentioned Nigeria in our conversation. What are some of the main target areas or countries that you think have some potential for your product?
I think African countries that have a lot of potential, because like even many Nigerians, I think surprisingly they can speak English. I think they have pretty good like English skill. I don't know, for some reason. And even like, I mean, I don't want to use this word, but like even the kind of the people who are begging for money to me and who approached me. Because I mean, they can approach me and they can talk about it, asking for money, because they can speak English. And it was surprising. And in many developing countries, and then I prefer the underprivileged because they are the ones who need this. And that's why I have designed like a traditional promotion flyer, so that I can distribute them to the street or to people. Like many blue collar workers are not digital friendly, and their parents are the ones who make the decision. But especially their parents don't really spend their time on online. So that's
all right. Sounds good. I got a couple of people already in my mind to connect you. Anyone in the room here have any questions or comments for Ian?
That is the very good presentation. My question would be, using your US dollar amount of $89, is that for a month or a complete kit, a complete program?
For a month, that's a monthly AI management system, like a course, tuition course. But with this amount, they can acquire so much like education opportunities, and the outcome is amazingly good. But the thing is, like I said, at the very beginning of the guiding students, we charge like $190. So it is still profitable, even though we provide a $100 referral, like a bonus to the sales agent or the parents who are willing to attract more students. So I mean, the reason why I use this this is to maximize the numbers of students in my pool, and many of them can can have their own like group learning. They can form a group learning. So by matching students to others, and I strongly believe that like a 2-on-1 group learning setting is the most efficient way. So I want them to enjoy their learning. and like using this kind of their social instinct. So I think that's why, I mean, using this AI management system, I can maintain or keep so many students in my pool, and then I would like to match them with other students so that they can enjoy learning and then maximize their learning outcomes at the same time.
A follow-up question real quick. Don't hold me to this. I think the average Nigerian makes about $3 an hour. So you're going to ask a Nigerian parent about 3 or 4 days of their work monies to purchase. Is that going to hinder distribution because in underdeveloped countries they may not have the money that you're going to need?
So I mean, yeah, I think that's the concern. Like, even so, you mean that even $80 a month is not a small amount for Nigerians?
Well, most underdeveloped countries, the $100 will be substantial.
I mean,
So you may want to look. You may want to look on your distribution.
Jim and Ian, sorry, I'm interrupting, but I think we need to move forward. I'm allowing a little bit more time because I got 2 cancellations of speakers, so everyone gets a little bit more time. But let's try to move forward, and if you can connect offline, that will be great. I think that's a good point, Jim. And Ian, if you can share here in the chat your contact details. Actually, that goes for everyone. Make sure you share your contact details in the chat, and add the website of the company, and specifically about that opportunity you mentioned about the $100 referral. Please add all that in the chat so we can keep it and share.
Just quickly, just formally, can I just share my screen to show the education environment, how I
let's try then. Since it's a small group today, let's try to go to the other speakers, and then by the end we can come back to you and do it.
No problem.
So we can get everyone to the same fair amount of time. So thank you very much, Ian.
All right. Thank you.
And Jim for the question. Let's move now to Ryan Murai from Ascendant FX. Ryan, welcome, and thanks for accepting to present today. And so you're in Phoenix area, right, Ryan?
I am, right. Scottsdale, which is right next to Phoenix, kind of sister cities here in Arizona. So can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Perfectly, yes.
Yeah, great. Perfect, thank you. I appreciate everybody being on this afternoon. I'm going to be short and sweet and hopefully easy, and then get around to other things. And so I'm Ryan Murai with Ascendant. We're a global FX provider, and we work typically with organizations in the United States, Canada, and the UK. And so I'm going to walk through, we're a global payables and receivables platform. So we move money on a global basis via wire for organizations from a B2B perspective. So I'm going to give you a little bit of kind of who, what, where, and why, right? So who we are is Ascendant. We're based out of Toronto, Canada. We've got 4 offices globally, and we typically work with middle market companies. And we define middle market as 25 million to about 500 million in revenue. We are owned by Battery Ventures, private equity firm, and we are in a growth mode. And I'm new to the company. I've been here a couple of months, and they brought me on to increase our client base here on the West Coast in the United States. Specifically, what we do is that we provide a web-based portal for organizations in which they can transmit invoices or payments via wire, either self-service, or we can integrate with your accounting platform. Doesn't matter what accounting platform that you have, we can integrate with you. So you send us a payment file, and we will be able to manipulate that payment file and make those payments on your behalf. If you want to fully automate it, we can connect via API, and I can walk anybody through that as we progress. One of the unique things that we have the capability of doing, and I was asked to ask a couple of questions. So here's my first question. This will be easy for some of you. Can anybody tell me what a SEPA payment is? SEPA, a SEPA payment. Anybody?
I've never heard of that.
It's supposed to be easy. Okay, so you may have heard it in different, but a SEPA is basically a European ACH. So it's a local payment from bank to bank. So it is not a wire payment. So SEPA is, and I'll have to remember the acronym, look it up later. But a SEPA is essentially an ACH payment. So what we have the capability of doing is we have the capability of sending money in country for organizations or within the continent at a much lower rate because we're sending it via SEPA or SEPA payment versus a wire. Your typical wire is going to cost anywhere from $40 to $100. An ACH payment or a SEPA payment is, pennies on the dollar. So that's one of the competitive pieces that we have. But specifically, we are a B2B platform. Who we typically help or where we can typically help is automating the process. So 99.9% of the companies that I'm cold calling or talking to use their bank, and they're comfortable using their bank, and that's great. The challenge with a bank is they're good at banking, but they're not really good at international payments, especially here in the US, right? It's not their forte. So payments get lost, they're slow, they get miscoded, and it causes a lot of headaches. And we have a lot of technology on our system that's called SmartPay that essentially won't send out payments unless the information is correct, okay? So here's a trivia fact. So on a domestic US payment from business to business, you only have to fill out about 7 or 9 boxes of information, okay? It's pretty easy. So not a lot of mistakes. On an international wire payment, depending on the country you're sending it to, can be anywhere from 15 to 20 pieces of information for every single payment. So the likelihood of that getting screwed up or fat fingering a number or misspelling a name, or some countries, I have to send it to Anna B. Seedhill because I have to have it in a middle initial in one country, but not another country. If you don't know that, payment's not going to go through. So it gets to a level of ridiculousness that people just don't have the time to deal with. And then kind of why Ascendant versus any of the other platforms? We really believe in service. We have no call centers. 100% of our service is done by our in-house account managers and myself on all my accounts. And we really compete with the banks on a service level. And what we've been able to do as an organization is bring the enterprise level experience for a bank. So if you're a company that's a multi-billion-dollar company, you're going to get all the bells and whistles that you need for your FX payments. If you're a $50 million company, you're not going to get anything. And so what we're able to do is we're able to bring that service level and the technology and the cost to a middle market company. And everybody wants to talk about costs, and that's always relative. But at the end of the day, if we can't do something to enhance the process, then we're probably not the best provider for you, because there are other platforms out there that will do it for pennies on the dollar. That's just not how we operate. And that's all I have, Cesar.
Thank you, Ryan. I got a question for you. So how do you compare to Wise?
Sure. Wise is a competitor of ours. Wise does a high percentage of peer-to-peer, so P2P. So if Cesar wants to send some money back to somebody back home, Wise or Revolut, great platforms, okay? But if you're sending 100 payments a week and you need a integration into your accounting software, it's going to take 6 to 9 months with Wise to plug into your system, and you have to give them the data in the format that they need. Versus us, just export it and we'll figure it out, right? So Wise is a good platform, but it's more of an online Gen Z.
No. But I understand the whole accounting integration and service.
Yeah, we are B2B specific. So that's it. We don't do peer to peer. So everything that we do, all of our systems, all of our technology, all of our bells and whistles on our platform are all designed for that person sitting in accounts payable, CFO, or controller.
Perfect. Any questions or comments from the audience here?
The last piece I'll give you, Caesar, when you say how are we different, one of the pieces of technology that we have is called Track 360. So imagine if you are receiving a UPS or FedEx package overseas, and you can go online and you can track wherever that payment is, or excuse me, whatever that package is. We do the same thing from a payment perspective, and you won't get that anywhere in the marketplace.
I see. That's the first time I heard about that. That's interesting. Yeah. And Ryan, you mentioned that your HQ is in Toronto. Is that a big team over there?
Yeah, we have about 40 people in Toronto, and then we have about 40 or 50 people in Mumbai. Got a handful of people in London, and a handful of people in British Columbia, and then we have salespeople that work virtual like myself around the country.
All right. I was speaking today to our new person in Toronto, and he's kind of like asking like, who do you got here in Toronto? So I'm gonna make sure to make that connection. Maybe there's something to explore there.
You bet. And then I'll make this offer as I've done before. If anybody has any questions, concerns, they're part of a charity, whatever it might be, just send me a note, and any way that I can help with FX. It doesn't need to be on a business front, and I don't need to make money off of it. But if I can help you understand some of the complexities and make sure that you're doing the right things for either your customers or any charities that you belong to, I'm more than happy to do that. So
thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please put all in the chat if you have the chance.
You bet.
Then let's move to Anna Sidhill, and I think Anna is in Phoenix too, right, Anna?
See you figure out how to unmute me. Hello, Caesar. Yes, I'm here in Scottsdale actually as well. So, hello, Ryan. I guess we're neighbors. So, thank you for inviting me today to do a presentation. I have been around the Global Chamber for quite a while, not being a member until just recently, but I've been knowing this organization already from when it actually started. Been a little bit of a hang around.
Yeah, I remember your name. Were you the one who were involved in something like renewable energy or
yes,
waste management or waste to energy, something like that?
Yes, okay. I lived many lives here in Arizona. I started out with the Swedish American Chamber. I'm from Sweden originally, so I came here in 2000. So I was very involved with the Swedish American Chamber and part of their board, and did a lot of events. So we did a lot of events with your organization when it started out. I also, my background is accounting. So I had that with me already in a suitcase when I came here in 2000. And I also started with ISO management, helping companies in implementing the quality management systems. And worked with a lot of aerospace companies here in Arizona. Then I actually ended up with an inheritance with a patent that actually could take organic waste into natural gas. So I did that for about 15 years, but the whole thing stumbled around for a lot of years because of the regulations in regards to the natural gas getting out on the market. It was not popular to do that whole connection. So finally we said, well, we have gone for it. We did our best, and we just packed up the suitcase and put it away. So now I'm back here with full speed with accounting. I'm the corporate controller for a big physicians group here in Arizona. And then I also have clients on the side. And with all the experience I have with international businesses, because my startup business was actually out of Sweden. And then we also looked into the market here in the US and England and the rest of Europe. So I have a lot of knowledge about doing business in different countries, and also with the eyes of an accountant and a process minded person. I've been helping a lot of companies organize their financial system, their financial reporting and such. So now here, the last couple of years, we obviously have been touched in the accounting industry with AI, which is a whole different animal for accountants today. You know, many older companies, they have a struggle to get in using the new technology. We have embraced it fully. So we have onboarded all our clients into the AI space. And, you know, it actually helps an accountant a lot too, if you start trusting it. It takes a little bit to get over that trust threshold, to understand how the software works with your financials, that you get everything in the right bucket, and all that sort of stuff, how you sync in bank accounts, bank transactions, you know, all these things, and get the reports out that you want for your client. So we have been refining this, and now we're ready to take on more clients. We do a lot of cleanups with startups or older companies that need to have it really going through. People that have been behind on for certain reasons, illnesses, or, you know, whatever happens in your life, and you need to, you know, get everything up to speed again. We do monthly services. We can also be involved as a full accountant to help with bill pay, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and all that sort of stuff. And then we also support companies with M&As processes, you know, making sure they have all their financials where they need them, even if they have multiple divisions or multiple companies. If it's a person owning a lot of companies and needs to be in a merger situation or buyout situation. We helped companies that want to retire, those who want to retire and then get to the next generation. So they need to be involved in the business. So we have done a lot of these things over the years. So we're a small accounting business, but with all this IT, we can help a lot of new clients. So I'm looking for connections, leads, whatever is out there in this community where we can help you to get to the next level. It's the boring part of business, obviously, because you have to have it. But we can make it a little more fun and also make it more understandable for you, so it actually makes sense for you. And right now we have some specials to get on board. So we have $3.99 for a monthly service ongoing. And then we have a cleanup service. So if you have a year of accounting mess, we usually take $1,500 for helping you setting it up. Now we do it for $500. So this is for this fall, just to get you going and get you in and get organized and get in contact with your CPA and get your taxes done. So that's about me.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. And I'm going to ask you if you can put that offer in the chat so I can just save it and share with the community that
yeah, you can put my PowerPoint in there. I have the offer in my PowerPoint. that I sent to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
we
can
didn't
share.
get the PowerPoint up, so
Yeah, so
maybe someone
sorry
can
for that. Sorry
follow
for that.
that.
I wasn't clear who was going to share. So, but
Yeah.
I can share that with the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
Are you still involved with the Sweden American Chamber? Are you still helping?
Yes, but I go to their events and I know all the people and all that stuff. So we keep in contact.
I see.
Yes.
I see. Is there any questions or comments for Anna? I think Ryan.
Everyone have their books in order.
Yeah, I think Ryan could probably be a good connection, given that you're neighbors for sure.
Yeah, yeah. No, so feel free to reach out to me, and I put my contact information in the chat. So if there's anyone that have any lead or they want to have a question about accounting or bookkeeping or taxes and stuff, we can have a little chat.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you.
So, given that we have a small group today, I would like to do a quick roundtable, and then we can finish with Ian that wanted to share and share something on the website or his product. So let's start. Daniel, in a minute, if you can introduce yourself, welcome. I think you're moving, or are you traveling, or you're moving to the US right now?
Currently, I'm traveling, but I'm considering moving here for good. But for now, I'm just discovering the opportunities.
Cool.
So yeah, as you're asking about that part, so originally I'm from Lodz, in central Poland. And about what we do. So I'm the founder of MasterKey Software. As the name says, we're a software development company. We specialize in software for logistics, but we also helped numerous startups with their MVPs. So these are mainly our two areas of expertise. I'll skip the examples of the work which we've done, considering how little time we have today. But yeah, so in general, apart from logistics and MVPs and internal companies tools, we've also been working with AI. We're creating our own AI agents, which are specialized to deliver very specific narrow tasks, but by creating a network of such interoperating agents, such system is capable of solving much more complex problems. Of course, that's not a silver bullet for all the world's problems, but of course there are a lot of simple issues which could be solved with such kind of automation. Because recently people are kind of afraid of AI, but to calm them down, it's a short summary of what we're experiencing is that AI is going to replace a lot of work, which is repetitive and requires a lot of attention at a very narrow area. But it's not capable of creative thinking. So it's not going to take away the tasks it's not going to take away from us the tasks which require to connect two completely separate areas. I mean, two completely different distant areas. But yeah, moving forward. So yeah, if you'd like me to help you with the software, either in your logistics company or in generally in your company, or if you'd like to learn more about how to introduce AI into your business, feel free to reach out.
Excellent. Are you busy in only Vegas, or I think you're going to California as well?
Yes, so most of the time I'll be staying in Vegas, but I also have planned to pay a visit in Reno and spend a couple of days in LA.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you, Daniel. Let's then move to Cassandra, another person I met earlier today. Welcome, Cassandra.
Hi everybody. Hope you're doing well. I don't know where you are, but I'm based in Canada, Ottawa. So I have a mix of accents here because I speak French, Spanish, because of my parents' first generation mixing Canadian. I'm the founder of Embracing Culture, where I have a magazine quarterly basis on how we embrace culture through life and business. Also teach Spanish to individuals and couples. And I do also work for Lady Robot Club with Jennifer Kearns. She's based in the UK, and we just work together in different bases, technology, magazines, and different things.
Excellent. Thank you, Cassandra. And Cassandra is going to help me lead the next meetup in French. So we're gonna start doing meetups in French, and I think we got a prospect here, Cassandra, with Basil. Basil Lemba is a member in the DC area. Basil, I've been using some of your tips networking lately, so
Good.
so I appreciate it. If you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you in a minute, that would be great.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Very good. My name is Basil, and I do the least possible. I'm just kidding. Yes, I speak French. Oui. I'm originally from Cameroon. And I left and I live in France for 10 years now. I live in the US. So happily be joined the meetup. My organization is the BL Networking Institute. We like to say 2% of the sales are made at the first contact. The other 98% are made through networking. So then if we can improve our networking, so it'll be that much better. We discovered 20 years ago, or we realized that when it comes to driving a car, we go to driving school or somebody taught us how to drive. However, when it comes to networking, most people were left alone. They were never taught how to network. So we codify networking, turn it into science. Now we can teach anyone, repeat anyone, how to network as easily as they drive their car so they can enhance their relationships or get the exact client they want and make more money. I'll put my information again in the chat. If I can be of assistance in any way, please let me know.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Basil. And speaking of networks, Jason Ball is someone that's, I think, he's got one of the largest business network in Japan. Jason, I don't know if you're able to say a few words.
Hey, I can. I'm outside. How you going?
Hi, good to see you.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, I guess I could call me a hub networker in Tokyo, or at least I was for 18.5 years. And 3 years ago, I moved my family to Australia, but I still get back to Japan 3 times a year. And in fact, I leave for the 3rd trip this year tomorrow. So I have a large, active Japan-focused network, but it's growing outside of Japan as well. And certainly, if there's any Japanese connection, Japan connection, I usually can find someone in most places. Certainly agree with networking being a very important part. I think it's misunderstood. People imagine a room full of people and wondering how the hell they're going to meet everybody. And there's nothing wrong with big events, but networking is about people and relationships and having a healthy focus on the other person and how you might help them, and then following through and doing that. And so, yeah, I'd be interested to hear Bastiel's ideas, and maybe we can get him on a remote call for the Business in Japan community, which is it's one of the first groups on LinkedIn and the largest by far related to Japan and business, called Business in Japan. We're at 95,000 members, and about a third of them any one time are based in Japan. But all of them are self-selected as being interested in doing business or a side gig or job, work in, with, or related to Japan. And it's through that network and engaging with it that people can move towards their goals when it comes to Japan. And people like me, it's not just me, it's other people out there who are hub networkers. They usually can push things along. And we've got a inner circle membership, which includes businesses that I know and trust and refer business to, but also includes people who just want to support the community and have a membership card that gets them into all our Japan-based events for free. And we are going to launch a platform outside of LinkedIn soon. At the moment, we're on WhatsApp as well. And then there's good people, I call it. Connecting good people has been my personal brand for 2 decades. And the premium level of paid membership is people who want to engage with me more deeply and have regular meetings, and then I give advice and make strategic connections. And we have micro networking dinners a few times a year, and I haven't launched the mastermind yet, but we'll be having masterminds as well. So yeah, if the subject of Japan comes up and you think I might be able to help, feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Jason. And next to you in my screen, I see Evan from Relevate Community, and I was actually speaking about you, Jason, to him because
Okay.
he's in the Brisbane area, and he's a new contact. We're talking about a collaboration, and so Evan, if you can introduce yourself for a minute.
Yeah, I'm based on the Gold Coast, Evan.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, apologies. I had to drop off and handle something for about 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm in Brisbane. I run a IT or a CRM consultancy, and then through that, we know we love networking, so I created my own network because I wanted to make sure I could control the quality of the people coming through and be very sort of specific about who I need to meet. I'm actually going to be in the US next month, so I'm going through land in Austin, then go to Dallas, then I'll be in Phoenix, and then I'll be in there's so many names now. Orlando, and then out from Miami and Los Angeles back to Australia. So I don't know if anyone wants a coffee or something while we're around. That could be cool. But yeah, that's me.
I got 2 people for you for coffee. One in Orlando and the other one in Austin, right here with us today. So I don't know, Sajali Mukate. Sajali, can you say a few words and introduce yourself? She's in Austin, and if not, then the other one is Jim Cook. And Jim, if you can introduce yourself for a minute, that would be great. He's in Orlando. He's part of our.
Yeah, give me a call when you get in. I'll take you to places that the tourists don't go to.
Well, yeah, I'll be picking up a car and going up to New Braunfels to go to the Zoho headquarters. So I'll be mobile. I'll be zigzagging on the road trying to figure out my lefts from my rights because everything's opposite. But yeah, I think I've connected with you on LinkedIn.
I was speaking of that. My first wrong side of this thing in Ireland, I think I crashed 2 cars.
I've done it before.
Right. Cesar's going to get mad at me. My name is Jim Cook, the company's doctor of startups. We are the company that makes companies. We've, in fact, a couple of times we made markets. We specialize in unicorns. We all have behind the unicorn is something we call a one-off. That would be a unicorn, not a bee, because they don't have any IP or moat protection. So we have to take them on a different journey. We're global. We're concentrating right now, bringing stuff into the U.S. because that's where all the money is going to come from for the next couple of years anyway. I'm done.
Perfect. Thank you, Jim. Then I got Demetrius and Robert left before we go back to Ian for that sharing. Demetrius, can you say a few words?
Yes,
Directly
hi.
from
Hi,
Chicago.
everybody. Happy good evening over here in Chicagoland area. Just kind of getting off of work here. I am a couple of things. So I am the chair for the advisory board in Chicago for Global Chamber. That's my fun job. During the day, I am a lawyer, business lawyer, and I work in the areas of international compliance, intellectual property, and contract law. So if you need a lawyer, then I would be your person because a lot of what I do is international. If you are, I heard a lot of talk about Chicago. I'm having my second cup of the day. So if you are in the Chicagoland area, I will meet you and have coffee and we can talk about all of the wonderful global things that are happening around the world. Thank you, Cesar.
Love it. Thank you, Demetrius. Then Robert Quinn. I don't know, Robert, if you can say a few words, introduce yourself. I think you're also in Austin. Is that the case?
Yeah, sure I am.
Okay.
Name's Robert Quinn. I'm a semiconductor industry ambassador for LinkedIn. I write and talk about the semiconductor industry. I have about 12 million impressions a year on LinkedIn where I talk about the industry, the technology, the mergers, acquisitions, the risk, and the geopolitics that are all going into it. On the job side, I am actually a director at a company called PartStat. We work on the other end of that side where we're working with large companies and organizations where we're able to come in with hedge fund money and global bank money. For example, if a company like General Motors or Ford wanted to have us come in and buy $300 million of chips from them from TSMC, we can bring in our finances. We are able to purchase chips and we store chips in free trade zones. And so we have a vault where it's EMP proof and EMP and hurricane and disaster resistant. And we're able to. We have a few $100 million of chip storage there, and then we're able to store the chips in our vaults for our clients and for long term. Up to 15 to 20 years, and then the client is able to take possession of those chips whenever they feel fit. It's a free trade zone, so we're able to get away from the tariffs, and it's a good way of hedging these geopolitical issues that we're experiencing right now in the supply chain management issue. But yeah, so.
Thank you. Thank
you.
A
lot of speaking, and I'll actually be speaking at the Arizona event coming up here in October. So
October. Okay, good, perfect. Thanks for joining us today. So yes, Ian, we're going back to you, Ian. If you can take the last 4 or 5 minutes and share your screen and present what you were going to present, that would be great.
Yeah, am I supposed to? I mean, can I share like the screen? Because nobody really shares the screen.
No, just go ahead. The speakers are yes. So
all right. I'll open up. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to share like the teaching environment, just like compared to the traditional like kind of tutoring, but during the tutoring, like the students and teachers just face the same direction. They do not see each other. But during this kind of in this kind of teaching environment, like with the big screen and with like a multiple like screens like here, and then teachers can observe the students' eyeballs even, and then they can like thoroughly observe their students' facial expressions. Facial expressions are communicative tools. So I think this business has a big potential for this kind of electronic stuff, like TVs and then a laptop and things like that. And okay, so this is the the traditional flyer that I kind of distribute to everywhere. I'm about to start this. So what I need is like the initiative at the beginning. Like once it is initiated, it's a matter of time because this is just so affordable. And then thanks to the $100 referral system, it is so profitable for the even like my partners, they can acquire $100 right away. So I don't have to, deal with lots of like a typical jobs or like complicated stuff. I can just give $100 right away. So it would be really easy for me to have a deal with marketing companies. And yeah, I mean, from the student side, they can get to learn like this way. And this is kind of handy and easy for them to study anywhere, anytime. So it could be very flexible for students and the teachers, so they can just, they just talk about, in advance how they're gonna learn and when they're gonna learn and things like that. And then the good learning process, the outcome get maximized. Because of many reasons, the 2-in-1, like the triangle structure maximizes the biggest outcome in many different fields, and they are found in many areas and academic disciplines. That's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ian. And if you can share that with me, that would be great.
I got a couple of comments, Ian. So this is a program to replace international school education, is it? For people who
international school like curriculum can be actually like provided to anyone in the whole world. So I know, I'm well aware of the international school curriculums, like what kind of essays they are supposed to write, and what subjects and what content they learn. So with like the fraction of like tuition costs, they can, anyone can acquire what they need.
So I lived in Japan for 18 years and sent my daughter for a couple of years to international school, and certainly looked at and understand the market in Japan. I think that the primary driver for international school education and companies paying those huge fees is to prepare their child to leave Japan and arrive back in their home country and be not behind, possibly even ahead of their contemporary students. So if you want to tap into that market, there probably is people who want that, but no way can they afford. It's about $30,000 US a year for a child. If you got 2 kids, maybe they'll give you a $5,000 a year discount on the second one. So you need a lot of money. So if you wanted to position it for people who couldn't afford it and found another school, because most people who go to send their kids to school, they're also going to work. So it's not likely they'll just replace school with the system. But perhaps for if they were studying in a local school and this program was used to keep them up to date with their education back in their home country, that might be a positioning that you could use. And the other, of course, is just supplementing any student's education in sort of more like a tutoring or high quality sense of training. But like was mentioned earlier, I think a blanket fee for the world is going to be tough because different countries have different qualities of life and incomes. And if you're only aiming at international schools, then perhaps that's okay. But if you want a wider market, then perhaps look at your pricing based on some key geographies, the Big Mac index, or how much people earn, and where this would fit into a budget. As was discussed before, you could have different pricing based on different location.
That's a really good suggestion, Jason, and I will make sure to connect you both so you can explore and maybe you got my ideas for Ian. So I need to close the room now, wrap up the call, but I really want to thank you all for being here today, especially Ian, Anna, and Ryan for presenting, and everyone else for adding even more value to the conversation. So we have tomorrow the League of Opportunities Part 2 at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. So if any of you want to jump in, you're more than welcome. Thanks a lot, and have a great day or night over there.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye bye.